All right, let's just get into it. We already seen that Errol Spence has definitely made a comeback as far as after his horrific car accident, and looking really good against Danny Garcia. Unanimous decision. Most of you already know this. Mainly what I'm going to talk about is the welterweight division itself. I don't want to say that the top guys that are there currently are ducking or dodging each other. I mean, obviously it's a business. Everyone wants to fight to get the max money. My thing is that you also want to take chances like other individuals are talking about, indicating that you want to take chances where you might take a little bit less money, so that way your next fight and fights going on are going to be a lot bigger. Now, Errol Spence, he does not have to do that as far as taking less money at this current time, because he is the top dog at the welterweight division. As unfortunately some organizations don't consider him that, but it's the truth. No disrespect to any of the other top names that are in the sport, but 2 belts, the accomplishments he has, that makes him the top dog. Now we have Terrence Crawford. Really good fighter. I like his style, honestly. The thing that we have to understand about his situation is that he's in a promotional company that doesn't have the welterweights to build up his prestige enough to make him really be a number 1 welterweight. With only 5 fights at welterweight, you cannot become the top dog in that division. Sorry, can't do it. Enter Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman. All right, Manny Pacquiao over Thurman, but we're going to talk about Thurman first. And what I want to bring to the table about Thurman is the obvious thing: 1 loss. That's it. 1 loss to Manny Pacquiao. I think the fight with Pacquiao with the long layover was just unfortunately too soon, but the money was just there that he took the fight, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, once you sign up for a bout, it is what it is. This was the same Thurman that gave Sean Porter a significant loss after the Brooks fight. Now, Manny Pacquiao, sitting with the WBA belt, is sitting in a really great spot. Pretty much he can fight anyone he wants, especially with the idea that he's already going to be a Hall of Famer. Has many wars with a variety of different champions and well-known fighters. He can sit if he wanted to and wait for the biggest payday to come to him. If he wanted to proactively do something, it would be fighting Spence to get the biggest payday, I would say. Outside of that, rematching Keith Thurman, or going with someone else like Sean Porter, or maybe even fighting Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia. There's a lot of options for him. Keep in mind, no matter who he faces, though, it's going to be a tough fight, no matter what. Woo! Sean Porter is that X factor in the welterweight division because he's basically fought some of the same guys as that other champions outside of Terrence Crawford has faced already. With Sean Porter facing Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, obviously, as you're seeing here. He has a good amount of people that he's faced, and win or loss has kept looking to some degree better after the matches. Word is that Sean Porter is the mandatory for both Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, and that is something that I can see as being big fights for him, obviously. And word from his own podcast is that he's looking more towards possibly doing something with either Terrence Crawford or Manny Pacquiao I believe he was looking more Manny Pacquiao first, then Terrence Crawford. And I think that's mainly on the side of putting himself in a situation of being in a better financial situation with having a belt if he was to face Manny and win. So that way he'll have a title that he can bring to the table to face either one of those guys. Danny Garcia is an intriguing story as well, being that he's faced Keith Thurman, Shawn Porter, and Errol Spence. Obviously, his latest fight with Errol Spence was the loss, but the idea that he had a slight decision loss to Keith Thurman, unanimous decision loss to Shawn Porter, as well as a unanimous decision loss to Errol Spence. He currently would be the lower ranking welterweight at this time, but if Terrence Crawford was to get into the ring with him and just kind of, in my opinion, test the waters of the top guys at welterweight, that can help his situation, Terrence Crawford, as far as that goes. But on the end of Danny Garcia, he's obviously going to need some comeback fights to get him back into that area of contention to fight some top names and make the bigger money. He's definitely going to be the A side against anyone that's not in the top 7 welterweights. So definitely still a great competitor. But as far as with the top 5 in a sense, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman, Shawn Porter, he's on the outside looking in. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching. Be safe and look out for more. Thank you.